So where I got the idea for the Skyjack radio commercial that people know real well out here, my boy died. One of my other boys died. He was the DJ out here. They had a station out here. I think it was U102. It was a hip hop station that came after KS 107.5. And man, I partied with this dude one night and shit, man. He made the commercial for me like in 10, 15 minutes, man. It was hot. And the next day, you know, the radio station switched to country music. It's a hip hop station, so it was a country music playing on the hip hop station, and it was the same song for like a week. It was going over and over and over and over and over again. The same song, not different songs. It was the same country song playing on the hip hop station over and over. So they go in there to the radio station. They find my boy hanged himself. He was hanging, you know. It was fucked up, man. And I was just kicking it with this dude right before that shit. I was like maybe one of the last people that probably seen him, you know, within that week span. And he loved me, man. He loved Skyjack Radio. And then my boy that invested with me that died, the white boy Vincent, man, I went down to Florida to go visit him. I got a hotel room, and I went to the pool hall to go shoot some pool. And next thing you know, man, the next morning, man, he usually calls me, you know, what's up, man? Let's go out and let's go hang out. Let's go do something. He gonna show me around Tampa a little bit and shit, you know, because I usually be on the east coast of Florida instead of the west coast. So he showed me a little bit about Tampa. And man, the dude wouldn't answer. He wouldn't answer. Finally, I got a phone call from this girl that both of us knew. We was hanging out with these chicks, man. There's two of them, and one of the girls called me and was like, yo, Vincent got stabbed last night. So he walking in a rich neighborhood because his parents had money. And he was walking in a rich neighborhood in Tampa, Hillsborough County over there. He was coming back home from work. He was just walking down the street. And then these two people came up to him. Two teenagers, man. And they was from Boston, New York. And they tried to rob him. And he didn't really have shit on him. He didn't have jewelry, none of that crazy shit. He looked like a baseball player, man. The guy never really had all that dripping shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they stabbed him, man. He got stabbed in the heart and shit. And next thing you know, he was on life support for like a year. And then they ended up finally pulling the plug on him. So, man, it's sad, bro. Like, everybody around me, man, I know a lot of people that's dead, man. So I know this is my destiny. I know what God put me here for, man. I experienced a lot of shit in my life. And if I was suicidal, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now. You know, I'm just too strong, and I never quit. You know, I never quit, man. I keep going and going and going. If this idea don't work, I'm going to do this idea. You know, I just keep going. And I do all this shit by myself, man. I don't have no girl helping me. I don't have this guy helping me. I don't have my brother helping me. Nobody. I got cousins up in New Jersey. That's where I was born at, up in New Jersey. Long Branch, Red Bank, you know, what's up, y'all, Monmouth County. You know, I left there when I was like 8 years old, but I would go back every year, man, go see my family. And then the shit just started getting weird, man. You know, I love these people, man. Like, they're my soul core. You know what I mean? I've been around these people all my life, man. And then slowly we just stay out of contact, man. It just started, you know, getting out of contact. I went up there. I was making like $200 a day just selling CDs, sitting in front of Wawa's. Sell CDs, man. I was making money, man. I was finding my way, man. Was gonna get a spot out there, all that shit, but it just didn't work out. So I ended up coming back here to Colorado and shit, and I kept doing this Skyjack radio shit. I just kept doing it, you know, on the internet, trying, and I just kept getting copyright strikes, like I said before. And I put out a CD, a mixtape, and the last person that I can honestly say that was a real DJ that DJ'd on Skyjack Radio was my boy. Even to this day, man, you know, we all have issues and shit, but I still talk to him to this day. His name is DJ Kane. Y'all might know him if you're in Colorado. DJ Kane, he's a real solid person, man. You know, he's also from Miami. You know what I mean? But that's my dog and shit, and he was actually the last person to do a real live Skyjack Radio mixtape. You know, we actually put out a CD with him DJing, me talking and shit like that, and shit was fire, man. Shit was fire. Still to this day, nobody has done what I have did. with the radio station, man. You know, it's mind-boggling. You know what I mean? Like, I need an internet radio station. I need a satellite station because I get crunk, man, on that shit, man. I mean, that's like my calling, man. You know, I'm really good with that shit. But you know, I just left it alone. You know, and go on to different ventures, man. See what else God has planned for me, man. You never know; it might all come back full circle. But I know a lot of people, man. Like I know the people that Cut It Up Death Records, man, out there in Florida. Aaron G, what's up? Gemini, what's up? I used to be around these people before they was even famous, man. And all these people I know that I grew up in Florida with, most of them's famous. You know, most of them's famous, man. And not one, but Raylo was the only one that reached out to me. You know, and I'll never forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit. Even to this day, if I become wealthy or whatever the fuck I do in life and shit, and you know, I just don't forget that kind of shit, man. You know what I mean? He showed me the way to do the radio station, and man, that was my dream at the time, you know, and it all fulfilled and shit. You know, even though I wasn't rich off the shit, I still did some legendary shit that nobody can ever do. They can never replace that. And you know what's so crazy about that is the Westword gave me an award. You know, the best radio revolutionary of 2005. That's crazy. Like, I got an award for doing something illegal. So it tells you the system's all fucked up. You know what I mean? But I cherish that shit, man. I cherish that shit. I even got it on my arm, man. The Skyjack Radio still to this day. You know, that's my brand, man. That's my brand. I still keep it pushing until the day I die. I keep the commercial in rotation. I just keep the commercial out there. Whatever I can put the Skyjack Radio commercial on, I do it because my boy that died, man, that's real sentimental to me. You know, I thought about changing it so many times, but his voice is on there, and it's real sentimental to me, man, you know. But this story has to be told. The story has to be told. I don't know if there's any documentary makers out there in Denver, whatever the case may be, and you want to do a doc on this shit, man, you know, contact me, man. You know, reach out to me, man. We sit down and talk and shit, and, you know, we'll put this shit together. You know what I mean? If not, I'll do the shit by myself, you know, one day. You know what I mean? But it's never going to disappear. It's part of history.